So I guess we can get started, and whoever comes in the meantime, we'll let them in. And I've made all of you student ambassadors co-hosts, so you will be able to see if anybody wants to join midway for our session. All right. So hello everyone, and welcome to our second Q&A session. Once again, it's wonderful to see new faces here, and we're really excited to hear from you all today. And for those of you who are not yet familiar with our program, communication leadership, also known as CommLead, is a graduate program at the University of Washington. And since its founding, CommLead has offered students from diverse backgrounds meaningful learning experiences and also hands-on opportunities, just designed to uh, these prepare these students as leaders of tomorrow. And throughout the program, students develop essential communication knowledge, strategies, and skills to effectively manage content, information, systems, people, and also change. So before we dive deeper into our program today, I'm going to cover a few housekeeping items. This event is being recorded, as mentioned before, and it will later be available on the CommLead YouTube channel. So feel free to introduce yourself in the chat box, and ask any questions that you may have throughout the session. If you're comfortable unmuting yourself when it's time to ask your question, please share it in the general chat. And if you prefer not to speak, you can send your question directly to me, and I'll be happy to ask it on your behalf. Um, so joining us today are some of our students who will be answering your questions. We have Karen, Grace, and Shailene. Could you please introduce yourselves and share a bit about your comedy journey so far, briefly? Would any of you like to go first?
Sure, I can go first. So hi everyone, I'm Grace from Taiwan. I'm currently an international student in CommLead, and before this program, I had exchange experience in the States, which was my first exposure to study and living in a totally different academic culture. I don't have a full-time work experience yet, but I've learned through some internships and courses here, especially in communication and content related work. Over the past years, I've developed a strong personal and professional interest in communication and storytelling. So I would say CommLead is a perfect fit for me, and those experiences have shaped how I approach learning here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, I think I can go next. Hello, everyone. Hello, Nancy. My name is Shelly Yao, and I'm so excited to be here as one of your student ambassadors. I'm originally from China, and I'm currently on MCCN track in the company program. Before coming to UW, I spent several years working in journalism and digital marketing. My working experiences include telling digital stories, running campaigns, and learning how to connect with different audiences. I think my comedy journey has been amazing so far. I've met inspiring classmates from all over the world and worked on creative projects that push me out of my comfort zone and grown so much with both professionally and personally. I'm really happy to share today what I've learned and answer any questions you have about studying and living here at UW.
I'll go next. So my name is Karen, or Karen. I'm from El Salvador, and I'm gonna graduate next March. So I'm almost done with my degree. I'm MCBM cohort 24. It's really exciting to be sharing our stories. I moved to Seattle last year, so I'm pretty new in Seattle as well. But I've been in the States for a bit, but we're going to talk about that later. But my journey has been really interesting so far. Because you have the ability to just choose and pick whatever you want. I've been more on the side of marketing and storytelling, and hence I'll be taking classes in those fields. But CommLead keeps adding classes by the day, so it's really exciting to see the new classes.
Right. Yeah. That all sounds amazing. And yeah, that is right. CommLead has amazing offerings in terms of classes. We just have new stuff coming in every quarter, and we have a great rotation. So, yeah, moving on to our second part. As you know, the focus of today's session lies on our different international student experiences taking place at CommLead. And all student ambassadors here will give you a brief overview of what their experiences are like. And after that, we'll finally move on to the questions that we have. And as for the degree tracks international students have engaged in, the program started with only one track, and due to growing interest and rising student numbers, a third degree track was added recently. Um, and yeah, now we'll talk a bit about our student ambassador experiences. And I believe we have Karen first.
Yeah, I can go first. So as I mentioned, I moved to Washington, Seattle last year, but I actually did my undergrad in the United States. I used to live in Oklahoma. Uh, if you even know where Oklahoma is. And I think what made me, after I graduated, I work full time. And then what made me choose CommLead was because I was trying to find a place that will give me the skills in the professional side. Because I know that a lot of the things that I learned were more in the academic side of the communication area. So I really wanted to learn more skills in the professional side. And I know all of our professors are um, masters in their field, and they're actually not only masters in the field, they're still working in that field, which is that's what I thought was like, okay, I need to learn from people that are in the field right now. Um, and that's how I choose MCDM. I also wanted to be really into storytelling, and they have great classes for different storytelling in different multi-channels. So like whatever you want to choose. And the work is really hands-on. So you really need to you do what you want to do and you make out of it. Like if you don't want to do anything, you don't do anything. But if you want to actually have a piece for your portfolio, you're gonna work with that on mind, which is really nice because that also depends on you. Um, and I work in a lot of projects regarding outreach, storytelling, different sites. So I have done content strategy for different um, organizations and classes. And I'm also working at the university where I actually put a lot in the things that I learned because I work in event programming and outreach. And our audience is the students. So I do work a lot with a lot of offices and stakeholders. So it's been really nice to see all the different backgrounds that I've been able to work in because Seattle is also really diverse. So it's been really nice. And I have been able, by the different events that CommLead has, I've been able to make a lot of networking and learn a lot about new people that I didn't even know I could talk to. So it's been really nice because there's a lot of amazing people that have studied in this program and they're really open to teach us and give us a helping hand in whatever we need. Um, Looking at the situation right now with all the employment, but it's really nice to know that you have them supporting you and giving you everything you need if you ask for help.
Yeah, those are um, some wonderful bits from Karen's experience. And I believe now we have Shailene up next.
Yes, as I mentioned, I am now on the MCCN track, and MCCN track, the C and N refers to communities and network. So the reason why I chose this track is this track. Most of the students in this track, they had or they have a full-time job or full-time working experiences. And in this track, the classes, they are going to tell you to think strategically and systematically, not just teach you some concrete skills. And I want to share the first is what I really love is how small and close knit this track is because in my cohort, 25 cohort, I think we only have around 10 students, which means we can get to know each other really well. And uh, we have a lot of opportunities to meet with each other and cooperate with some creative projects. And also, a lot of my classmates are full-time professionals working here in the US. So it means uh, it means working with them can help me to understand what the real work environment looks like in the local market. And also, the alumni network is also very active and personal, especially for the MCCN track, because each year the track, the students number are not very large, right? So I think it will be a big advantage for anyone who want to pursue their master's degree in this track. And also, the classes in this track are very people-centered. We most of time we talk about how to understand communities, build healthy communication systems, and create environments where people feel connected. And for me, I think what makes this track really meaningful is uh, how my global perspectives show up in our conversations. Is Especially as an international student, I actually feel like my background becomes an asset for these kind of conversations happening in the classes. And I want to mention one of the classes I enjoy most. The name is Building Successful Online Communities. It was a super practical classes. I learned about how communities work from micro to the macro level, and how things like incentives, norms, and socialization shape how people interact. And also, the class provides an opportunity to us to work with a real client. My client for this class is a journalism organization, and I met with the community manager in that organization, understand what's happening, what's the real problem happening in her community, and give her a full advisory report. I think it is a fun and eye-opening experience because we had this opportunity to truly fix the real problem for a local client. I think it will be a benefit for me to get to know the real local community. Overall, the MCCN track, my classmates and my instructors have all helped me grow, uh, both in my strategic communication skills and my understanding of communities and networks. And also, I think as an international student, I felt really supportive from my instructors and classmates in navigating my career path, workplace culture, and building confidence as a communicator. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a wonderful experience, and I agree. The MCCN track is a tight-knit community where people really support each other. I think it's a lovely track. All right, and finally we have Grace. All right.
Hi, it's me again. So, being part of the MCDN tracks as an international student has allowed me to combine creativity and strategic thinking, shape my international experiences. And the diversity of the cohort means every project benefits from different perspectives, especially when comparing like Asian and the US approaches, or like how European would do in media and audiences. So I would say working with each group members or getting to know others, it's like because everyone's come from like their diverse backgrounds or cultures, and we have our own experiences, so we can somehow see things in different lens or angles, which I love it. And what stands out about my experience is the flexibility of the program. I've been able to explore areas like media storytelling and digital storytelling or marketing while testing different roles and refining the direction I want my career to grow. So I think CommLead is really good at this because it provides offers students many aspects that you want to learn. If you're still indecisive about like which part I wanted to dive in more, you can choose whatever you want. There are 8 specializations, and if you have full-time experiences, you want kind of want to pivot toward another aspect. It's totally fun as well. So yeah, it emphasizes on experimentation and real-world application has helped me turn ideas into execution and gain confidence as cross-culture communicator.
Amazing. That sounds like such a well-rounded experience. And now, we'd like to address questions in our chat box, and we might not be able to get to all of them because of time constraints, but we'll do our best. And if we do not get a chance to answer your question, please feel free to reach out to us at any point. So yeah, now we'll open our chat box for any questions. And if we don't get any questions, we also have a set of prefixed questions here that we will go through.
Hi, I may have a few questions. I was just
Sure.
wondering, am I the only new person here, or did I enter this group wrongly? Was I?
Yeah, I believe yeah, this is the right meeting basically, but I believe because it's later in the evening, um some people may have not been able to join.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. It's 3 a.m. in where I'm from. I'm in
Ah.
Malawi, right? Yeah. I did have a few questions. Firstly, I was going to ask, is it necessary for me to take English proficiency test before applying for this course? I've had a background in journalism, and also my degree is in business communication. That's my bachelor's degree. And I've done storytelling, um, as in writing news and producing content as well, visual content. I do not have a job right now, like a 9 to 5, sorry, but I do do consultancy work.
Hmm.
Um, in like capacity building trainings and so on and so forth. So is it still necessary for me to take a test before applying, or with my background, could I just go ahead and apply?
From what I remember from my experience, I'm also an international student. I think I was exempt from the English language requirement because I did my undergrad here in the US. So I believe if you did your undergrad in English speaking institution, you may be exempt as well. Um, or there's a list of certain countries where if you completed your education there, you might also be exempt. So I think um, you might want to take a look at that list just to confirm.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
yeah, as far as I know, that's the requirement.
All right. Um, Also, another question is that I'm more interested in MCCN
Hmm.
as Shailene. And what sort of modules or subjects does it comprise of? And oh, sorry, maybe you should answer one question before I move on to the
Oh,
other.
no. Yeah, I think I'll let Shailene answer that question.
Okay. The MCCN track, actually, the MCCN track have some unique classes only in this track, and I think maybe you might want to know the classes on our official website. It has a list on our program website, and uh, it will show which kind of classes are included in MCCN track. And for these kind of classes, you can select before other students in other tracks like the MCDM track or MCCL track. You can select these classes before other students select. So it means you will if you want to take any classes in your current quarter, you will have you can take as you want. And also the classes in our track, they include, I think they are more strategic thinking because you can compare other classes in other tracks. Like they will teach you some like marketing skills or UX design skills or digital storytelling skills in other tracks. But the classes in our track, they will tell the classes are mostly want to teach students about some organization, communication, or the strategy building, or the organization environment building, and also some advocacy skills. In my understanding, the classes in our track, they are more um, like I mentioned before, they are more focused on the systems in communities. So you need to think as a maybe you need to think more as a leader in one community. It means you may not focus on one specific aspects, but you will think some problems as a whole, and you need to focus on the strategy to push, or you need to fix the problems or maybe a big issue. So this is what I understand our track is. And also in our track, also as I mentioned before, the students I met so far, they are mostly full-time professionals. So like in my cohort, one of my classmates, she's from the Seattle government, and others are. I remember there are local journalists in my cohort, and another classmate. They are from. She's from the T-Mobile. So I think it means uh, they are they are all your network, real network, and it means you can get to know them very well. You can communicate. You can have the opportunity to build your local network with them, and also you can get to know different types of working environments or working styles. Between different organizations. So I think it's a good opportunity for me to maybe to be more well prepared for my future career. Yeah, I hope I answer your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Wonderful. I also see that Karen pings the English requirements for non-native speakers here in our chat, and it looks like there's a third requirement that can satisfy proficiency. It says um, official documentation from the applicant's undergrad, graduate, or professional degree granting institution verifying that all instruction is in English. That could also satisfy the requirement, apparently. So if your institution, wherever it is, no matter where it is, as long as they can verify that your instruction was in English, I believe um, that also exempts you from the proficiency requirement.
That helps. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, Sorry, just lastly, I'm not very familiar with the US. I've never been. So I wanted to find out when the intake commences and how many intakes are there in a year.
The intakes as in the application cycles.
Yes, as in when classes start, like the
Oh,
new students get admitted to the institution.
yeah, that's let me check real quickly.
From what I remember, I know there's two cycles, and I'm pretty sure they're in the page.
Hmm.
Um, but I can just I have opened the page. I can just send it to you. Um, but we in the so institutions here in the States are either semesters or quarters. And this institution, they do quarters. So we have three in the academic year. So it's fall, winter, and spring. Fall starts in September, it ends in December. And winter starts in January and ends in March. And then spring starts towards it starts like in March and then ends in June. Like spring ends in June. And then you choose your classes the quarter before. So, for example, for this fall, I chose my classes in the summer. Well, if you're new, you take them in the summer. If not, you take them in spring. And then for my next quarter, I already chose my classes. Um, but the classes next quarter, they start the 5th. January 5th. It starts really early on. But once you get admitted, I think international students, there's only like admissions for September. So there's two cycles for acceptance, but then we all start in September because we have a class that we need to take all the first years. They have a class that they need to take together, which is why I think they all start in September. I don't remember anybody joining in winter, or spring. I could be wrong, but I don't remember anybody joining at that time. Um, but that's what I remember at the moment.
Yeah, as far as I know, just to test out the program, you're also allowed to take a course as a way to get an understanding of what CommLead involves. So that is also an option besides enrolling full time.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate that, Karen. Thank you.
No problem. It's a bit confusing because I was also in semesters before joining here. And then I was just like, what do you mean I have to do three? But it's okay. It's a bit confusing, but there's a lot of information. And a lot of the people in the program are internationals. And so all the staff is really, well, they're also really diverse in the staff, but they know a lot of information about what is new for people that are not from the US and might not be familiar with the whole environment.
Right, right. Okay. Yes, I have been looking into the website, but it's so broad and it takes me to so many different channels. And yeah, there's been a lot of information I've had to gather. And of course, I still have more questions as I go on, but this meeting has been very productive for me, and it's actually helping me see that it's the right path for me. So thank you all for your input.
And we're very glad that we were able to narrow everything down.
Yeah.
Uh, we can also go off some of the questions that we've added to our list before the meeting. Um, if you all wanted to jump in and answer some of these, or maybe two. Um, could be the one about the resources that CommLead has, or just the ways in which your international background has shaped your group projects or anything classroom related, or any general advice that you might give to incoming international students.
I can go first. Um, Regarding, I think, advice for international students, and then I know you mentioned that you have never been in the US. So there's a lot of things that you need to get ready for, but the good thing where I'm t putting up with the resources that the program has, they're really hands-on on telling you what you should be looking at, because like even though they're not the ones in charge of your status in the university or in the country, they're really knowledgeable about what you need to know and who you need to talk to. Um, because for all like the visa process, the F, because we're as if you come as students, you are gonna be under an F1. There's students in other different visas, but they are all really knowledgeable about those visas and they're gonna direct you to the ISS office that is the International Student Services, which are the ones that are in charge of our status here in the States. So I think what I really advise is just like all the questions that you have, just make a list. And then I know that in the page there is a contact us. I know there's different events like this throughout the quarter, but if you keep having a lot of questions while you go through the documents, I really recommend just writing them down and send an email. If they don't have the answer, they will direct you to the people that do, but we're all in the university. So it should be pretty simple for them to tell you what you should do or like recommend you what you should do. So I really recommend that. And I really recommend just reaching out to whoever is in the cohort. I think we all most of us in LinkedIn, we just have like CommLead, it's like CommLead students. So you can know who we are and then just send us a message and be like, I need information about this if you have any. And then we can either tell your experience or talk to someone that knows more if you feel like, because I know like you don't know them, you don't know the staff, so you might feel a bit of a distance while talking to them. But we already know them because our cohort is big, but not that big. So we get to know all of them. So we know all of them, and it's easier to ask questions for them. But there is a lot of work. I used to work with international students coming into the university, and it's a lot. I'm still trying to figure things out, and it's different in each program, so it's really confusing. But don't worry. Once you get here, everything becomes easier in that sense. You have more information here.
Yeah, I'm sure we can all relate since we're all international students here. Yeah.
Okay, I think I can go next. I want to mention one of the useful resources in our program. We have a consulting program within the CommLead program. I think it is a group of people want to build connections with some corporate America, and also I'm a volunteer student now, and I started my consulting program with one of the corporate America based in Hawaii, and I think it is a very good opportunity to experience the local working environment, and also to build your working experiences here, because I used to work in China, and I don't want to just be a student. So I want to work. Even I was an international student. So I think maybe you want to you will maybe you also want to continue working in the US after you came here. So I think the consulting program will be a good resource for you, because it connects with students and the local companies. And also the local companies, they have a big spectrum, including marketing, design, and some product management or program management, and also they will pair you with some mentors if you want. It means uh, even you didn't know any specific knowledge in the in the in the project you want to you want to do, and but you can still choose to finish that program that project for your client, because you can learn as and work at the same time. Also, your mentor will teach you some good experiences or knowledge. It will be a good resources for you. And also, the consulting programs, they, in my memory, it is built 5 or 6 years ago. So it has is it means there are so many alumni in this program, and they are very happy to help you to even to finish your project, or even you pursue your future career path in the US. So if you want to do some local project, or you want to experience some local working environment, the consulting program, I think, will be a good opportunity for you to experience or just to try, because if you are a volunteer, you don't need you although you don't get paid, but it means you have a less you have less burden than the student get paid, right? So it's a good opportunity to try everything you are interested, and accumulate your valuable working experiences here. Oh, and also for the advice, the advice popping into my mind. First is get ready for the weather in Seattle. uh, Seattle has a long winter. It's windy and raining, but the weather temperature will be not very low. So it's most of the time it's warm, and in Seattle the summer is very beautiful. So I suggest if you because if you want to get ready for the program as an international student, you will come here in September, and in September it will enter into the winter at Seattle. So the weather will be not that good compared to summertime. I highly recommend you get a raincoat for your winter time in Seattle. It will help you a lot.
That is very true. The winters are harsh in Seattle. No one can deny that.
Yeah, and I want to add more. Also, Charlene, she basically mentioned what I wanted to mention, like all of my ideas. But I just want to add some of that. So I think weather is really so have you ever heard of a seasonal depression? I think it's a real thing. But it's always good because, Seattle is known for its like frequent rain, which might be surprising if you're from place that's sunnier year round. But personally, I'm from Taiwan, where it also rains a lot. So I'm quite used to that. However, like the challenge is that as once daylight saving ends, I think it's in early November, the daylight hours get shorter and shorter. So here comes the seasonal depression, and I've experienced that. I feel like I feel less motivated to go out when it gets dark like earlier. Especially I think the sunset time is like 4:30 to 5:30, but over time I've learned like how to cope with it and adjust. So I'm gradually getting used to it, and I think that's one of the good experiences of for an international student because you can enhance your adaptability. Yeah, and about the resources, Charlene mentioned the consultancy, which is based in CommLead, and I wanted to mention one. It's all around. It's I think it's from the whole like the whole UW's school, so it's Circle. This organization, they hold many events, like international events. And if you want to experience like American culture, like football game or I don't know, Thanksgiving or anything that's very traditional or like traditional American culture, you can and you can register their events and it's mostly free. So it's definitely a good resource and a good place to find a sense of belonging there.
Amazing. Yeah, I think we're approaching our conclusion. Well, I think we are at that point where we should start wrapping up. So, yeah, thank you to all of our student ambassadors who took the time to be a part of this event today and answered all the questions that we've gone through. And of course, to all of you who joined us and brought questions about our program to this session. Just thank you to everyone, and a big thank you to everyone at CommLead. We have an amazing team who's always on top of everything and planning things accordingly. And we will, of course, be sharing the recording of this event on our channel on YouTube. Um, so if you want to take a look at it later, you can definitely do that. And once again, feel free to reach out to any of us on any of our platforms. And of course, the email address that I just put in our chat box. So, yeah, feel free to stick around for a few more minutes just to save the information in our chat. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us.